Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the NSRA Sunday Select Talladega 75 presented by Levy Designs. If anyone needs a good car design, car or iRacing paint scheme, look up Les Levy, look up Levy Designs on Facebook, and get with Les to get a good quality iRacing paint scheme. Tonight we have 75 laps of super speedway action here at Talladega. The NSRA Sunday Select came off of last week with David Overstreet. Won the race. So see if David could repeat. Today's broadcast will be much improved over last week, I promise. Only because I have my trusty sidekick, Rick Greenaway here. Rick, how's it going?
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to a new season, I guess part 2 of the racing this season. Excited to be back. Excited to have the guys going. We got 70-something laps tonight at Talladega. Excited for some good racing. Excited to see a lot of these guys back from last season. Excited to see some new faces. It's going to be a good night tonight.
Certainly will. And right now, we're watching David Overstreet, our last week's winner. He's out there trying to qualify, get that good pit position. Things are a little different now with these iRacing qualifying. It seems like the first lap is your fast lap. Here qualifying these trucks at these super speedways, so see what they can do. Good to see. We got about, I want to say about 25 cars there today, so got a good field, strong field. Last week almost went flag to flag green, had a late caution. Some rule changes that everyone should kind of be aware of. We have some caution issues last week where the iRacing was not throwing caution, so we have a race control now up in the stands. He'll be calling cautions, so that'll be interesting. See how that works. He's an independent third party, of course. So get him out there, get him throwing cautions if some cars spin, so cars don't end up laps down. Racing continue. Right now it's DJ Mitzel on the pole, 56.15. He's got the same time, a little bit faster than Les by 3 thousandths. Cars, 13 cars have put a lap in so far. 15, here we go.
And now we have 3 Canadians in the field. Oh my God.
It's a lot of Canadians. Right now we're watching Matt Erickson. I won't even try to pronounce where he's from. Okay, maybe I will. Oconomowoc, Wisconsin. He's almost Canadian then too. He's in Wisconsin.
My God. He's probably on the border.
Probably with a name like that, yeah. A lot of the rookies last week, the Mays family, Matt, they had some great racing up front at the field. A little bit of incidents in the middle of the race kind of put them back, but they raced good. They were doing a good job.
I really think that's an unfair alliance they have compared to the other drivers. Just saying.
And remember, last week we mentioned no teams this season. We'll see how that all plays out. You're still going to coordinate with the guys that you're used to racing with, but no official teams at NSRA. So
And no surprise, Paul Servant, top of the speed charts. Mark Mann, DJ Les. And then it's Kyle. Did you say it's Maziz?
I've been calling Kyle Mays.
Mays, okay. Mays.
Yeah, Kyle Mays, Bobby Mays, and Todd Mays.
All right.
But you know who you don't have? Todd Poston. Todd, we miss you. We want you out here. Get back here on the track, race with us again, NSRA.
No Todd Poston. That's quite sad.
It is.
He's good for at least one caution.
Or 2. That's why we went almost all green last week, I think.
It is. I have not heard from Todd either. It's quite sad.
All right, we're getting ready to grid up. Let's look at the qualifying. There you go. In first row, Paul Servant's on your pole. Outside Paul, Mark Mann in that 04. Inside row 2, DJ Mitzel. Les Levy on the outside of him. There's Les Levy, our sponsor, Levy Designs. Thank him very much for that. Row 3, Kyle Mays. In that 55, outside Kyle in that 6, Mr. Holloway, Daniel Holloway in the 21. He's back. In row 4, you have Todd Mays in the 25 and Sean Stevens in the 27, last season's champion. In row number 5, you have Jean Guerra in the 51. And outside of him, you have number 8, Dangerous Dana Osborne. In row 6, you have the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds. And outside of him, you have the 12 car. It's Dusty Burkhart in the 69. In row 7, you have Charles Giffen in the 002. Outside Charles, Len McNeese, Lucky Len McNeese in that 84. In row number 8, Russ Hancock in the 343. Outside of Russ, Bobby Mays in that 5. Row number 9, Matt Erickson in that 28. And outside of Matt, in the 101, Dave Gainforth. In row number 10, you have the 91, Sean Wilder. Outside of Sean is Joe Bennett in the 12. In row number 11, you have the 35 of Isaac Wilson, Wrecking Ball Isaac Wilson. Outside of him is in the 22, Mark Shavers in the 6. Actually, he's in the 6, not 22. Row 12, David Overstreet in the 46. He is last week's winner. Outside of David is Donald Bennett in the 30. And that's your starting lineup, 24 cars. See if we can get some good green flag racing. I'm getting ready to go.
75 laps here at Talladega Super Speedway, Sweet Home, Alabama, where we got two strong drivers been in NSRA for a long time leading us, Mark Mann and Paul Servant. Yeah, I think we're going to have a good race. And you got, Les Levy and DJ Mitzel. The cream of the NSRA is right up in the top 4. So it's going to definitely be interesting to see if these guys battle out to see who leads the first lap.
Yeah, Paul struggled last season. Finally picked up a win towards the end. He would definitely love to get a win here early in the season. He led a little bit last week, but ultimately got caught up in a wreck towards the end.
Yeah, I expect to see Paul win early this season, so I'm not going to pick him to win.
Oh, that's right. We got to pick someone to win.
We got to pick somebody to win.
I'm going to take the 61.
That's a bold move, Con.
It is. It's really bold, man. I think he won 4 times last season. DJ is pretty strong. He needs to win, though.
I'm going to take the 21 truck coming off of his suspension. I think he's hungry for a win.
We got 75 laps here. These guys have 2 fast repairs, 50% fuel, 2 green-white checkers. Pace car is about to drop off. Remember, the start-finish line is past the tri-oval, so they won't accelerate until the flagman waves that green flag when they get to that tri-oval. Paul Servant leading them to the green tonight. There we go. Green flag is out as they accelerate. Paul Servant, Mark Mann, neck and neck down to the first turn. DJ all over Paul Servant going into one. Give him a nice push. Looks like Les Levy trying to get up to that 0-4, but they're going to lose a little bit of ground to Paul and DJ there.
Yeah, I don't think Les got that good of a start where you can't get right up onto the bumper of Mark. And DJ is just right there pushing down the backstretch going into 30.
Yeah, we're going to have to see how this plays out. Last week, they were really considerate of each other. Not a lot of side drafting early on. Really made for some nice green flag racing. We'll see what they can do this week. And if we have a lot of cautions, we'll just blame the 21 and Holloway since he's new this week and wasn't here last week.
It's just easy to blame Holloway for a lot of things, honestly.
Exactly. Mark Mann's going to lead lap number 1. He finally got a hell of a push there from the 62. Not able to clear the 3 truck. DJ sticks right back on his back bumper and just keeps pushing him by. The 21 truck Holloway is a 3rd car on that top line. He is biding his time right now. You know he wants to get up towards the front after missing last week. The 2-time season champion here at NSRA, so he knows what he's doing on these tracks. Paul Servant gets about a car length lead there off of 4. So far they're playing nice, Rick, aren't they?
They are. It's still early. They're lined up. Nobody's really dropped back. We'll see.
Not a lot of side drafting either, it doesn't look like.
No, there really isn't. I think they're feeling things out. I know they did tweak these trucks a little bit, so we'll see what happens.
And there goes Mark making a run on the outside. Can he clear the 3 truck? Nope, can't quite get there.
I will be intrigued to see what happens if they do another update to these trucks to the new bodies that they're running this season. Because I know like the Tundras haven't gone to the new TRD Pro bodies and stuff like that, so it's going to be interesting.
See Daniel Holloway look to the outside there a little bit on the back stretch, had no help, ducked right back in front of Sean Stevens in that 27.
And we're starting to get guys looking to go 3 wide. This is the one track on the schedule that you can run 3 wide pretty easily. And so I'm sure you're going to see the 3rd line pick up at some point.
You know, even though we might not have teams here at NSRA Sunday Select, they're still family, and you got the Mays family out there. It's 3 drivers. They worked exceptionally well together last week. I expect the same this week as they try to get probably lined up with one another. And I could see them taking a train to the outside lane. And here comes the 5 truck on the outside.
Yes, I figured Dad will be the first truck.
Actually, Sean Stevens, a 91 up there.
Yep.
He's coming.
Sean Stevens and
dangerous Dana Osborne.
Sean Wilder, Dana, and
Sean
Wilson. Yeah, Sean Wilder. It's all right.
And there goes Holloway up there. He's going to get in front of Dana, his former teammate. Make it 3 wide down the backstretch. He wants to get out in front of that 0-4.
See, look at that lap 5. We're already 3 wide.
But nicely spaced, not on top of each other.
Yes, yes.
I'm sure Dana wants Sean up a little closer to him so they can push the 21 out a little better. Still Paul Servant, Mark Mann, still leading this thing.
Mark got a huge shove right there from Les.
See that top line, they're coming down a little bit. I don't know if they're getting loose or what, but they're trying to do a little side draft on that second lane. There's another car at that top line. That's the 5. That's one of the Mays family members right there in that 5 car. Isaac drops down to that middle lane right in front of Lucky Len McNeese. DJ Mitchell still sitting there pushing the 3 truck. A little bit of a check up there on the bottom lane. Good recovery there by the 55 and the 25. 25 is Kyle Mays and the 25 Todd Mays. So those guys are hooked up together on the bottom lane. And now it looks like Dana and Holloway are kind of by them lonesome on the third line. And because they're there, losing momentum, Dana's going to drop down to that middle lane. Holloway's going to get stuck unless, well, Dana's going to let him in there.
That's what ex-teammates will do for each other. Friends are still friends.
I mean, again, you've raced long enough, Rick. I mean, you know how people drive, so it's easier to race with people you know.
Exactly it. Trust them a lot more.
Looks like Les is going to slide up. Maybe not. Nope.
Wonder if he was getting air, cool the truck off a little bit.
Could have. Here comes David Overstreet on that outside line. See what he's going to do. Last week's winner, David Overstreet, in that Hooters truck, 46. He has no friends, though, up there. 0 friends, and he'll probably just fall back and have to get back in line.
Ooh, Les came down.
Lap 8 right now, still all green flag racing. We're about halfway through a fuel run right now for these guys. So we'll see if we can get to a green flag pit stop. DJ gonna look up high, get in front of Mark Mann. They get a push. Les Levy ducks up that top lane.
We're slicing and dicing
They
now.
are, here we go. DJ wants that lead really bad. Getting a push from Mark Mann. Les getting a push up top for Holloway and Dana Osborne.
I mean, Kyle Mays, I mean, Christ, he is in.
Woo! Les is loose right
bumper
there.
Of Paul Savant. I mean, there was nothing that was separating the 55 and 3.
Here they come down towards the trio. Well, DJ is slight lead over Paul Servant. Both those guys getting great pushes. Kyle Mays pushing Paul, Mark Mann pushing DJ, and DJ slides in front of Paul. Now Mark Mann's got Sean Stevens right there helping him. Looks like Dana slid down to that middle lane as well. And that top lane with Les Levy and Daniel Holloway kind of falling back. And they're going to have to regroup. Right now, Mark Mann's getting a heck of a shove by Sean Stevens.
And DJ was getting a great push by Paul. That's how DJ was able to get that run coming into the corner there. I mean, look, he got about 1 car length on Mark Mann.
Great racing right now. 10 laps in, side by side. They're slicing and dicing everywhere. Rick just doing a great job.
Yeah, this is great racing. It's fun to see. Ooh, Mark Mann coming down.
Mark Mann got it. Sean Stevens have a little bit of it's like a vacuum effect when the guy in front of you goes down. You almost want to follow him, but he couldn't. So he saved it. We're all good. Sean just got to collect himself a little bit. Dana's right there. Dana will give him a shove. There's no doubt. Still a few laps away from pit stops. You're probably seeing a couple laps. Everyone kind of trudging down to that bottom lane, getting ready for pit stops. Still got a few more laps for racing, though. Sean Stevens trying to get out there in front. Help from his friend Dana. That 8 truck. Right now it's Mark Mann.
It looks like everybody's kind of settled in. They got the first 10 laps in, no problems. Now let's just drive. Enjoy the scenery, drive around the track, and let's put on a show in 60 laps.
Lap 12 right now, Mark Mann, that 04 Wrangler Mobile. He is leading the way, getting a healthy push from the 61 DJ Mitzel. And you have Sean Stevens on the outside, last season's champion, getting a push from the 8 truck, Dana Osborne. See, there's only 6 cars in that top lane now, and they're starting to slowly but surely trickle down to that yellow line. Get on that bottom line, get ready for pit stops. There's Daniel Holloway sliding down. Now we're down to 5 trucks on the top line. As you see a car down there below the yellow, looks like Guerra. As everyone starts cycling down to the bottom, they start getting some nasty checkups.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to start seeing some pit stops, I think, soon. Because, you know, the 21 just let the 91 down. They're probably going to pit together. 55 went up high, so I don't know what's going to go on there, but you know, it looks like people are starting to get their positions for a pit stop. So I would say probably within the next lap or two.
It's Kyle Mace, that lead car there on the top line. Let's see what he's going to slide down to. Wouldn't be surprised to see the 3, the 8, the 21. A couple of those guys come in this time, maybe. The old Candy Shack crew. Mark Mann leading this train. DJ Mitzel, Dana Osborne, Paul Servant, Sean Stevens. That's your top 5 right now. And coming off of turn 4, we'll see if any of them dive down into the pits. No one yet. It's going to be a massive cars next lap by. You watch.
Yeah, it's going to be ugly.
It's always my strategy when I race these cars on the super speedways. If I could last an extra lap beyond the gaggle of cars that come in, I'd stay out for an extra lap as long as I had a couple cars coming with me. Because
yeah, exactly. And if you can do that right now, that's
DJ is usually pretty good at that. Mark also usually pretty good at that. We'll see what happens though. There's still some cars in the high line. Those are the ones that'll stay out for the next lap. Here comes Mark Mann, DJ Mitzel. Comes a load of cars. The 55, Kyle Mays gonna lead him. Mark Mann, DJ Mitzel. DJ got on the pit road a little bit better there. So they're gonna take some fuel. We'll go back and watch cars that are out there. The 55, Kyle Mays. His brother, the 25, Todd Mays. And there's Bobby Mays, the 5 truck. That's their father. And then there's Len McNeese, lucky Len McNeese in the 84. They come down the backstretch. I would imagine these guys will come in next time. Ooh, Holloway with some evasive actions there. Holloway did not go in with everyone else last time by. It's a little unusual. These guys will all have to, I would think, pit this time. Here they come. They're all slowing down, all collecting themselves. Great job getting onto the pit road by those guys. Mark Mann off pit road first. These other guys coming around. Couple cars left in the back. The 12 truck got left back there. Right now, Mark Mann is leading this group by. Looks like Les Levy had a little bit of a problem in pit road. He's a little further back. Then you have the 51, John Guerra, and the 343, Russ Hancock. And there's Todd Mays. There's the Mays boys as they come out and out. Right now, it is Mark Mann, DJ Mitzel, Dana Osborne, Paul Servant. There's Isaac Wrecking Ball Wilson, and the 27 is Sean Stevens. So not a lot changed, except they've gapped. There's David Overstreet behind him. He's going to get swallowed up by the cars behind him, I imagine, and they'll make a run to these leaders. How many laps now, Rick, till we get this whole big group back together, you think?
3.
Yeah, it should be pretty quick. I mean, seemed like last week cars got hooked up really quick and really cleared up the gaps really quickly last week.
Yeah, I think it's going to be. It's definitely going to be a matter of if they get in single file and these guys are all in a pack together, so they're not going to be as fast.
Yeah, and Paul and Sean are on the high side there. They are 1.5 seconds ahead of that group. So we'll see what happens. You got behind them Dusty Burkhart in the 69 and Les Levy in the 62. David Overstreet following back. He fell all the way back here to this group. But they're all lining up. They're all getting ready. And that's where you see the 69 Dusty Burkhart and Les Levy right there. They have caught the lead group for the most part. Behind them, then you have a group led by Les Levy or Len McNeese, and he's got the 55 of Kyle Mays and the 21 of Daniel Holloway in their nose to tail. They should catch this lead pack here any moment now. And right now, lead pack being led by the number 8 truck, Dana Osborne, DJ Mitzel. Yo, Mark, man. I don't know if he was trying to side draft that close or not. I may have spooked himself and went up to the wall. He'll reset himself and get behind probably the 21 truck, Daniel Holloway. Nice paint scheme for Holloway this season, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not bad.
Now you got the top, but the top 15 all back together. You got about a 9-second gap to 16th place. Back here, Donald Bennett, David Gainforth, Sean Wilder, Mark Shavers in the 6th truck, the 002 of Charles Giffen, 25 of Todd Mays, 12 of Joe Bennett, and the 28 of Matt Erickson.
I know what you were trying to do. And it'll be generic when it comes out.
Okay. I just threw the pitch. I threw the lob, and then.
But it was a little bit outside. So.
Okay.
You'll know.
Paul Servant's in the sucker hole. Holloway is going to come help him. Of course he will. Now, ooh, he should be all right. Now it's pretty wide here in this lead group. But the top 3 remain: Osborne, Mitzel, and Stevens. 21 laps in, all green flag. No incident to account for at all. These guys have raced hard and clean for 21 laps. Dana Osborne still right there with DJ Mitzel, Paul Servant, and Daniel Holloway up top. They have some help coming. And that 69 truck of Dusty Burkhart. Les Levy getting up there. You see Mark Mann has kind of collected himself in the back and just kind of drive around now for a while. Been up front all race, so take a little break, go back there with Jimmy Reynolds in that 17 truck and just ride around and collect some laps. As here comes Paul Servant, that high side with Daniel Holloway. You know that 21 truck wants to be up front. He's pushing as hard as he can. Can't see if they can get in front of Dana and that 8 truck. Nothing so far. Down the backstretch they go. Side by side into turn 3. Dana Osborne, DJ Mitzel, Paul Servant, Daniel Holloway, and Sean Stevens, your top 5. Both our picks, Rick, right there, top 5 right now.
It's still early. We're on lap 24. We're getting about a third of the way done. So, yeah, we'll definitely see how it continues out. But, no, it's good to see Dana Osborne, noob out there, leading some laps. Because, you know, if there wasn't for bad luck, this guy would have a lot of races.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with Dana today. I mean, he races hard. Some might say sometimes too hard. But he definitely gives it his all. And he's got about a car length lead on Paul Servant. DJ Mitzel give him that push. Ooh, Holloway with a good push on the 3, but got him a little loose there. Down in towards turn 1. Off of turn 2 they come. These guys are just riding around now, just collecting laps. They got, you know, this group of 15 or so. They have a 12-second lead on that next group. The next group has 4 cars in it, so those guys will continue to fall backwards, I would imagine, and they need a caution. Ooh, 55 into that 69's rear, left rear quarter panel. Lap 26. We're about 6 or 7 laps away from green flag pit stops again. I am just very surprised how much distance there is between the first and the second line. I've come to expect some hard side drafting, and right now they're just taking it easy.
Yeah, which is good to see. I think they're finally seeing the big picture where they need to be around at the end, and that these laps don't matter as the 3-car side drafts DJ.
I mean, if you're going to side draft it, though, it's a thing. You got to know who you're side drafting with, who can hold their line. It's when people side draft with people they have never raced with before and don't know how they hold their line. That's when the problems start. Woo! Holloway gets Servant super loose there with a great push. Looks like Russ Hancock with a little bit of an internet blink in and blink out there. Watch to see how that 343 does in the coming laps. And as you can see from the stands, just a great turnout here in Talladega for the NSRA Sunday Select. Good crowd here. Much better than they had in California today for the NASCAR Cup Series. And lots of empty seats.
I heard Ice Cube and Mark Martin are at this race tonight that we have going on right now.
You heard what?
Mark Martin and Ice Cube are here tonight.
Ice Cube is the post-race concert, so that'll be after the race. You see Dusty Burkhardt there give up his position to the 55. Looks like maybe he just wants to ride around a little bit. Still about 4 laps away from pit stops, I would imagine. Maybe 3. Dana Osborne show right now. Dana with help from his buddy DJ Mitzel. You got Paul Servant and Daniel Holloway on the top side. Getting a push from Kyle Mays in that 55. I'm not going to say it will happen, Rick, but what happens if Dana slows down a little bit, so his buddies can get in front of him for pit stops. You think that will happen?
I don't. Well, I was sorry. I was watching Holloway get loose a little bit up there. Didn't know if he was just gonna fall to the back. I just don't know if it's gonna. I don't see it happening because I just don't think DJ will let it happen.
I tend to agree. I mean, we'll know when pit stops are coming when the 3 and the 21 decide they need to try to work harder to get down low.
But I mean, I don't think it really even matters to the 3 because they're fast enough, they're good enough, they can get right to that front within 3 laps.
That's very true. Between now and lap 32 or 33, we're in the pit window for these guys. We'll see what happens. Remember the 21 Holloway, he pitted later than these guys, a lap later, so he can wait if he had to.
And I mean, he is now the new bad boy of iRacing, so he could just sit there, go from the top line, and just shoot right into the pits. You just never know.
He is the new bad boy. Lap 31 here. All green flag racing here. NSRA Sunday Select presented by Levy Designs. Les Levy. He'll design any car graphic you could want. Hit him up on Facebook. He'll hook you up.
Yes, they have no problem. They're falling back. They'll find a hole. They'll get into it because Paul's just slowing down. He's going to find a hole.
Here they come. Paul will dive in. Holloway, Mays, Len McNeese, and Jimmy Reynolds, they're going to stay out. All these other guys coming in. Holloway, your new leader, with Kyle Mays, Len McNeese, and Jimmy Reynolds. Those 4 guys stayed out. Will probably be coming in this time, I would imagine. Here they come. Great run into the pits there by the 55 Kyle Mays. Len gets a little loose into the grass there, but all 4 of them are good. Oops, the 55. Jimmy had to take some evasive action there. Avoid the 55. May slow down a little too much. Right now, here's your leader. Or he will be the leader when he comes around. DJ Mitchell, that 61, New Nest Realty, being pushed by Sean Stevens, that 27. Isaac Wilson behind them. It looks like Paul Servant, Dana Osborne, a little slow getting out of the pits. There's DJ around some of those guys that just pitted. Holloway and Reynolds are in front of them now. We'll see when they go past those 2. There they are. Too much momentum there. Group of 6. DJ Mitchell, Sean Stevens, Isaac Wilson, Mark Mann, David Overstreet, and Les Levy. The first 6 out of pits. DJ coming up on some lap traffic action. Got the 28 of Matt Erickson. These guys right here, Sean Wilder, Charles Giffen. These guys are on the verge of going a lap down. And you have Len McNeese, who had some issues on pit road, had a speeding penalty, so that set him back as well. He's got the 5 of Bobby Mays up there to help him. Bobby is a lap down. But up here at the fronts, DJ Mitchell, the second group, have caught him. So we got a group of 12 now. We lost 3 guys from that lead group from the pit stops. We lost Len McNeese, the 55 of Kyle Mays, and the 51 of John Guerra. Dropped out of that top lead pack. We are nearing the halfway point.
I think we're going to see these cars get looser and looser because guys haven't been taking tires. So, I mean, even though there's not a lot of wear on these tires, they're still starting to see them. So, I think we'll start seeing cars get looser as these laps go on.
100%. Yeah, that'll definitely happen. You look at the lap time, their pit times are all 8.5, 9 seconds. So they're just popping gas and going. Mark Mann below the yellow line. He must want to go backwards. Again, he just wants to ride right now. He's sit back there with Paul Servant, Russ Hancock, but still within the draft. And DJ Mitchell leading, and there's last week's winner, the 46, David Overstreet, right there, with help from the 62, Les Levy.
Yeah, Overstreet's car is making me want to get some wings.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the only reason why you go to Hooters.
Exactly.
Oh, curly fries too.
Yeah.
They're loaded tater tots on that.
Been a long time
But
since I've
that's
been
it.
to a Hooters.
But that's it.
We need a Twin Peaks car out here.
Twin Peaks or the Tilted Kilt.
Yes. David Overstreet almost gets clear of DJ to take that first position, but just can't do it in the turn. We'll see if he gets down to turn number 1. I've never been to a Tilted Kilt. What's that?
Oh, that's just it's a Hooters but in schoolgirl uniforms.
Okay.
Yeah.
We don't have one down here in South Carolina.
There's not a lot left, to be honest with you. But I've been to a couple.
Come off into the backstretch. Still DJ Mitchell getting pushed by Sean Stevens. David Overstreet up there on the top line with Les Levy. This is halfway. These guys have raced clean and hard. So, anything surprise you so far halfway through the race, Rick?
No cautions.
I mean, this is 2 weeks in a row. Now, last week there was a couple incidents that could have been cautions that iRacing didn't call. But yeah, last week was no cautions till the end.
I mean, we haven't even had anything where it was like, ooh, no.
Yeah, nothing.
You know, it's been good.
I mean, I said at the beginning of the race, and I'll say it again, the new guys that we've got into this series this season, they are holding their own. They are good drivers. And, you see some up front, you see some that fall back during the race. But they are clean drivers, and they're only going to do good for this league. And we love having them out there racing here on the NSRA Sunday Select Series. And Talladega's forgiving, too. I mean, it's a nice, wide track. A lot of fun to drive here. Lap 40 now. Still DJ Mitchell, David Overstreet, Sean Stevens, Les Levy, Isaac Wilson, and 69 at Dusty Burkhart. think everyone's just content to run out another 20 laps or so before they start going crazy. Comes David on the outside of Sean. There's not enough push there from the 62 and the 69. Holloway's a little far back too. Holloway actually going down to the bottom side. He's going to be behind his old teammate Dana Osborne, that 8 truck, who led a lot through that second stint. And now he's just content to ride behind the 35 of Wilson in front of the 21 of Holloway. This lead group's getting closer and closer to this lap pack. We'll see what happens with this lap group. How they'll concede to these leaders. Turn 2 they come. DJ Mitzel still there. Leading the way. Down off turn 2 now. Here they come down the backstretch. David Overstreet still getting that push from Les Levy and Dusty Burkhart. Just can't get anything going down there. DJ is getting a heck of a push from the 27. And the bottom line's a little more organized, seems, in the top line.
It's almost reminded me of how like a legit truck race would be. They all line up single file, nothing major. We got 4 laps. It's 5 laps till we'll see pit stops again. So definitely interesting.
Here they come up on those lap cars right now, and you see them start to slide up. Gonna pass the 91, Sean Wilder. There's the 002 of Charles Giffen. You have the 28 of Matt Erickson. Len McNeese in the 84. And the 5 of Bobby Mays. We'll go 2 laps down. Everyone else will be 1 lap down. Sean Wilder getting down. They are 4 wide right there. Leaders are all single file.
That was a pucker moment for a leader.
It certainly was. DJ still leads them. The top 12 or 13 on the lead lap that are right there with DJ. All single file on the low line right now. Top 12 are leader cars. There's Len McNeese on the outside. He will fall back. And he is 1 lap down now. Lucky Len McNeese. Want to get him in the victory lane eventually. As he
Probably
slides
should stop
down.
picking him.
Yes. Lap 45. Kind of settled into a single file race right now. Everyone's content to follow the leader, 61 DJ Mitzel. Around this track, less than 30 laps to go tonight here. Again, it's the NSRA Sunday Select Talladega 75, presented by Levy Designs here on Victory Lane Broadcasting. Everyone's single file except for 84, Len McNeese. He likes to be different. That's what he does. It's Isaac Wilson in third, Dana Osborne fourth, and in fifth place, that 9 is the 21 of Daniel Holloway. The Sean Wilder, and that 91 is one lap down in this group. He wants to be the lucky dog in case the caution comes out. Down turn one they go. DJ still leads these guys. No one really providing him that much of a challenge right now. Down the backstretch. Oh, they should be getting ready for pit stops. That's again why they're single file. There's been about 16 laps since their last pit stop, so they'll see some of them dive down here. If not this lap, next lap. Here they come. DJ Mitzel gets it in there, slamming on the brakes. Locked him up a little bit. Let's see. Will he take tires at all? Be interesting to see. Stay on DJ and watch his pit stop here. Oh, and him and the 27 get together. Ooh. He's going to have to take some, maybe a fast repair. Nope. He's going to take left side tires, though. 27's away, 61 is away, but he had some damage he let get fixed. Oh. Right now, Jimmy Reynolds is your leader. He stayed out. Will he come in this time? Yes, he will. Who's coming with him, though? No one. Oh, that's not going to work out really well, I don't think, for the 17. Isaac Wilson, the first car off the pits. We got a yellow. Yellow flag is out. Looks like the 69 has had an incident. Find out what happened. I don't see anything wrong with him.
It looks like he spun, maybe coming out of the pit road.
We're going to see if we can keep him up. There's the damage from the 61. You see his left. Oh, yeah, right there. He's lost it. Oh, and the 343 collects him. Turns him into on the track. It's definitely going to do it right there. You know, these guys haven't taken tires, and like Rick, you were saying, it's just easy to cut loose. He gets us the cone, lights him up, and just loses the back end. And Russ has nowhere to go there and hits him in the rear to complete the turn. It's too bad the 69 was having a great race with those leaders. He'll get a fast repair and he'll get back out there. The caution very advantageous for the 17 car, Jimmy Reynolds, since he stayed out and went into the pits by himself. Now he'll be the leader here in front of Isaac Wilson. Everyone else decided to pit. Jimmy and Isaac stayed out. 26 laps to go, so they're going to have one more pit stop, and then we will be good till the end of the race. So it's a single car caution, not bad. 69. He's not going to lose a lap at all. Still be on the lead lap, get himself fixed up, get back to the front where he's been all race. Right now, Sean Wilder in the 91, 61 DJ Mitzel in the pits getting some repairs. DJ's off of pit road. And now there's there's 91 Sean Wilder getting off of pit road in his pit stall vehicle. Super sharp truck right there, the red gradient to the black. Super nice.
Yeah, it is a nice looking truck.
And you got DJ Mitzel, who I think he had his wife pick out the colors for his truck with that whatever mauve and black.
Yeah, she definitely picked it out. And Dana Osborne went to the 8. He dropped one of his 8s. So that's new for this year.
I don't know if that's going to help him or not. If mentally it helps him, then that's great.
I mean, I just think it's the number 8 that's cursed for him. I told him he should have gone to, like, I don't know, 69 or something just far away from that number.
I would agree, like 52. Or do 53, that adds up to 8.
Yeah. Or yeah, exactly, yeah.
So we'll go green his time by. 25 laps to go. A little bit of a break for these guys. They had got 50 laps of green flag racing, so good racing here. I want to again thank our sponsor, Levy Designs. Again, hit Les Levy up on Facebook for a paint scheme for your car. We'll look you up. Find him on Facebook. That's where he's at.
Specializes in Ricky Bobby schemes.
Yeah, although tonight he's racing that 62. Super sharp right there, checkered flag.
Look at the bumper.
Always Ricky Bobby.
Ricky Bobby's there.
Yeah, he always wants to go fast. Getting ready to go green. What do you think's going to happen now? You think it's all out craziness now? Cautions breed cautions?
I don't know. I really don't. I hope not.
I hope not too. We'll see. I hope they race like they were the first 50 laps. But I have a feeling.
Yeah, me too. But I was just hoping it was gas.
Getting ready to go green here. Isaac Wilson's going to lead him down to the pit, down to the green flag.
Ooh. Looks like we just had a checkup. The 84 got into the back of somebody.
Oh, great. It's never a good thing. Green flag is out. Sean with a great jump there on the outside. I see less. Here comes Levy on the... Oh, Levy's going to take it down the middle. What's he going to do? This will never end well. Oh, Sean's hung out to dry on that top side. And Les takes the lead. Here comes that 6 truck, Mark Shavers. We haven't talked about him at all, and here he is up front here, going for a race win. Right now, Les Levy, our sponsor, out front. It's a great start by Les. Sean Stevens got a great start, but he almost is too much of a good start. Got hung out to dry there. They got Mark Shavers right there in that 6 truck. He's going to be clear. Let's see if he goes down in front of Les Levy. Todd Mays is pushing Mark. Todd Mays and Kyle Mays right there, 2nd and 3rd. Here comes Daniel Holloway up the middle. Rick, the racing has started.
It has. And looks like the 25, maybe it was the 55, not the 25, excuse me, of Todd Mays came right down. Daniel Holloway kind of blocked that run he had going up the middle.
Here they go down the backstretch, still 3 wide. The 55, Kyle Mays in front of the 6 of Mark Shavers. They're still chasing that 62 of Les Levy, who's getting help from Isaac Wilson. David Overstreet right there too in the 3rd position, fighting off all these lines. Kyle Mays side drafting, Mark Shavers side drafting. It's back. Dana Osborne trying to split Overstreet, can't quite get there, not enough gap. That 3rd line's kind of slowing down. There goes Dana, slide in front of that 55 truck, Kyle Mays. Dana wants up front. Paul Servant's right there behind David Overstreet. He'd like to get up there with his old teammate, Dana Osborne. Can't make it happen quite yet. As we go into turn number 3, Les Levy still leading them, but here comes Dana Osborne and that 55 of Kyle Mays. Kind of settled down a little bit after that frantic restart. There goes Sean Wilder on the 91 up top. He's back on the lead lap. He got the lucky dog there. Back in contention with that bullet of the 91. Dana, though, getting a good push right now from Kyle Mays. And that 55 truck, he's trying to get that lead away from Les. Can he do it down the backstretch? We're going to find out. One thing, that 55, he can push.
He is a pusher.
And Isaac's a little off kilter with Les. And it's going to give Dana the... Whoa! Not clear. That's going to cause a big one.
And caution.
I think Les may have went off track and into the atmosphere.
I missed that, did he?
We're going to find out. We'll go back a little bit more. He may have just towed. We'll see. Dana just took too long to get down there and just wasn't quite clear. Paul Servant right there involved. Got some damage. Les just went into the grass. Definitely everything had picked up right there, and there's only nowhere for people to go. So we have a caution here. Go back in the pack a little bit, see what happened here. This is with Daniel Holloway. Dana spins, Les spins. Holloway, a little bit of contact, but he makes it through. That's not bad. Dusty Burkhart gets banged up. He was already banged up, actually. Hasn't taken his fast repair yet. DJ gets into Mark Mann. Those guys have some more damage. Not terrible. No arc breaking I didn't see, so that's good. Just a couple cars with damage. That's it. See if that 69 takes a fast repair to fix that rear end damage on his truck. Hard to tell. He did not. Still that black rifle, that sharp truck. Still has damage on the left rear and the right rear. Almost looks like a boat. 19 laps to go, our second caution of the race. This one was the leaders. Looked like the 8 car was kind of clear of the 62, but just took too long to get down in front of them, and by then the 62, he wasn't clear, and they made contact, spun. So everyone will get some fuel, maybe get some tires. We'll see if anyone comes back down again this time. 19 laps is a little hard to stretch fuel if you're thinking of doing that. I don't know if these guys, I don't think they can make it that far, even if they were killing the motor in parts of the racetrack. You think, Rick, could they make this far?
I don't think so. That's a big ask.
There'll be guys that'll come in this time for fuel. Dana's going to come in. Looks like about a dozen cars are coming in, top off, these last 18 laps. It's close. I mean, I don't know if you're someone who maybe doesn't win a lot, or you know, the 04 and the 8 car get close. If you don't win very often and you want to take a chance, this is the chance right here. Fuel mileage race right now if you want, possibly.
You're taking a big chance.
I mean, it'll be 17 laps to go when they cross the start-finish line with the green. That's really close. But right now, your leaders up there at the front, the 91 Sean Wilder, the 55 Kyle Mays, the 25 Todd Mays, Mark Shavers in that 6th car, and then David Overstreet in the 46, he's in 5th. Then you have Daniel Holloway, Dana Osborne, DJ Mitzel, Donald Bennett, and Joe Bennett in the 12. That's your top 10. We'll see what happens. Getting ready to go green here. Will be 17 laps to go when we cross the start-finish line. You see only 3 cars on the top sides because everyone came in for a splash of gas. So you go to the end of the longest line. That's why you only see a few cars on the top and most of them on the bottom. That 55. Mr. Mays, Kyle Mays, will lead us down that Mission Barbecue 55. Let's see what he can do. There's some veterans back in the back. Let's see what they can make some action happen and do it safely. About 17 laps to go when we go green. Green flag is out. It's a great start by everybody up front. Pretty equal. Sean Wilder trying to get a little bit of a side draft there off of the 55. Sean needs the 25 Todd Mays to help him out a little bit more, but these brothers down there in the bottom, P1, might not have teams, but we still have family. The 55 under the yellow line. I don't know if he got loose there or not. Didn't see anything. Sean Wilder has the 25 of Todd Mays up there. David Overstreet, the 61 of DJ Mitzel, up there helping him out. And they go high to the tri-oval. And here comes Isaac Wilson. He's going to go 3 wide. Because why not? 16 laps to go right now. At 55, Kyle Mays still leading this race. Down the backstretch they go. Isaac Wilson all by himself in that third line. And he's making it work. He's actually coming up through the field, doing a pretty good job all by himself. But still, it's that bottom line. So organized. The first 5 are bumper to bumper together. 91 back off a little bit from the 6 car of Mark Shavers. But here comes the 25, though. That little bit of a gap gave that second line of life. The 25, Todd Mays, David Overstreet in the 46, Isaac Wilson in that 35. They all come in the 12 with Joe Bennett. David Overstreet dives into second. And now Isaac Wilson leads that second line down the backstretch. 15 laps to go. Would imagine one more green flag pit stop unless we have a caution for a splash of gas for these guys. Slicing and dicing half the pack. Here comes Isaac Wilson on the outside, side drafting close with that 25 of Todd Mays, and Joe Bennett right behind Isaac, pushing him, looking outside, maybe cooling his truck off a little bit. And there's DJ Mitchell in the 61. Come down the backstretch, 14 to go. Now, Rick, here's the other thing to think about. These guys can short pit. They're in the window right now. Would you do that, or would you let it just play out?
Usually I say short pit, and nobody ever does it, and I look like an idiot for saying it. So I say play it out.
See what happens. I mean, you'd expect if they're going to short pit, there comes David Overstreet. There's about 8 cars that are coming down right now. So that's good. Probably force the hand of some of these guys up front right now. You have David Overstreet, Dana Osborne, Sean Wilder, Daniel Holloway, Paul Servant, Mark Mann, and Les Levy. All coming into the pits.
I mean, I figure DJ is going to go for the fuel mileage. He's done it before. He's going to try to do it again. I just think it's too many laps to pull it off in.
If he's going to do it, he better start sliding backwards, as there goes Donald Bennett down below the yellow, back up into the racing surface.
But they're already slowing down. I mean, did you just watch the 17 car?
Yeah.
Reynolds just go flying by them by himself on the third lane. They're slowing down. They're trying to conserve gas. So now it's just a matter if they can conserve enough.
The 002 into the pits. Charles Giff in there, all by himself. And there you see DJ is going to stay behind Jimmy now. Now low side. Right now they're going about 175, 176 miles an hour. The guys that went in the pits and full tank gas, the full tank gas, they're running 183. And the top guys aren't slowing down that much. They're still going, now they're at the 180. See the 55 of Kyle Mays right there, falling back, slowing down. Jimmy Reynolds, though, right now is your leader in a 17. And there goes a 61 truck. He's going to slide back.
That group is just catching him too quick. I'm just watching the time just fly on how fast they're catching him.
See, could make for an interesting race here. Jimmy Reynolds right now up front. Sean Stevens on the outside, getting a push. From the 55 of Kyle Mays, now Sean Stevens your leader.
And that group of 6 cars, they are lined up single file, just marching.
They are
to
a
the
lap,
front.
half a lap back though. There goes Jimmy Reynolds into the pits, all by himself again. I know we don't have teams. He needs some help on the pit sometimes. Sean Stevens. Back to the front right there. Last season's champion, the 27, Sean Stevens. Leading this group around. Joe Bennett in the 12. 55, Kyle Mays. 1, 2, 3. Down the backstretch. These guys are getting single file now. Everyone's so spread out now. We'll see ya. I'm wondering if now they just resigned to the fact that they need to pit.
Yeah, I don't know. They're doing 10 miles an hour less than what this other group is doing. That other group is already 27 seconds behind them and closing fast.
These top 3 have not got the memo. They're still going. You're definitely right with the group behind the Len McNeese, Isaac Wilsons. These guys are running in the 160s. But this top 3 right here, Sean Stevens, Joe Bennett, and Kyle Mays, they are running not quite full speed, but up there. 9 laps to go. It's all about conserving your car right now. Should have known DJ would try the fuel mileage run. Coming down off of turn 4 towards pit lane. No takers with these 3. Ah, there we go. 8 to go. Will they have enough fuel? That's the question.
They are now 18 seconds away from that group, and they're gaining about 1.5 seconds to 2 seconds a lap. So at this rate, they could hit them with about 2 to go.
You now have 4 distinct groups. Here's the second group: Dave Gainforth, Donald Bennett, and Russ Hancock. That's fourth, 5th, and 6th. And second behind them, you have Isaac Wilson, who's kind of by himself. DJ Mitzel, Todd Mays, Mark Shavers. Then you have Dusty Burkhardt, who's 3 seconds back. And then 7 seconds back of that, Len McNeese, who's really slowed down. He's going 155 miles an hour.
Yeah, they're going to catch.
He's 10 seconds back in front of them, yeah. Here are your leaders. The top now, they're all coming back together. I think they saw what you saw, Rick, and that second group's going to catch us. We got to go. Sean Stevens still out front. Joe Bennett in the 12. Kyle Mays in the 55. 7 to go. About ready to get 6 to go. Your lead group doing a fuel mileage run right here. Can they make it? It was going to be 18 laps of racing. That's far to go here on this giant track. 2.7 mile track. A long way to go.
They caught their first victim. They got to Les. They have 12 seconds to Dusty, 18 seconds to hit the pack. Now they're under 18 seconds and closing.
You see that lead pack, they've slowed down, taking about 10 to 15 miles an hour off their speed. And And the one who's at the biggest disadvantage here is the 27. He's leading this pack, so he's using the most fuel. We're at 5 laps to go, but he must be content staying up there. Again, they're about 10 miles an hour slower than that other pack that came in for gas. How far back are they now, Rick?
They're 15 seconds, soon to be 14 seconds away from DJ. Or excuse me, they're about 20 seconds about from DJ.
These guys are going 175 miles an hour. This is the group right here we're talking about. 91, 3, the 04, the 46, the 21, and the 8. These guys are a freight train. They are full of fuel. They can go full out all the way to the end. Can they? Oh, they got a lot of spit. A lot of guys coming in. Sean
Wilson.
Stevens. Dave Gainforth stays out. Donald Bennett, Russ Hancock, DJ Mitzel staying out. Stevens, Bennett, Kyle Mays came in.
We have 13 seconds from when Sean Wilder will hit. Actually, it's down to 12 and a half seconds gap with 4 to go.
It's up to these 4, otherwise it's going to be the Sean Wilder group that's going to come up. Sean is 12, almost 12 and a half seconds back. Making up ground. Can these guys keep it out there? Dave Gainforth is your leader right now. Donald Bennett in that 30 truck. Staying right behind him. Then you have Russ Hancock and DJ Mitzel. 3 laps to go when they cross the start-finish line. Do they have enough gas?
This group, the only thing they have going that's going to hurt them is that Mark Mann and David Overstreet are now making it too wide instead of staying single file.
Well, I really think they believe this group's going to run out of gas. So they're getting themselves in position.
We got 10 seconds till they hit that group.
And only 3 laps. I see it's a whole straightaway. Dave Gainforth, Donald Bennett. They're still going they're not going that much slower than the leaders. Maybe about 5 miles an hour slower. These guys need to stay nose to tail if they can. Be 2 laps to go when we go by the start-finish line. There you go. Mark Mann and Sean Wilder fighting for the lead of that second pack. Now they're under 10 seconds, but there's only 2 laps to go. Do they have enough? I think these guys are going to make it.
If they make it, I will be shocked because that is a huge stretch. And that's like 5 laps stretching it on a normal field.
Here go these guys still. Mark Mann and David Overstreet pushing it. DJ slowing down a little bit, it looks like. And Gainforth is coming down pit road. He is almost out of gas. Now it's up to these guys. We're getting the white flag this time by. Donald Bennett and 343 of Russ Hancock. The 61 of DJ Mitzel. Can they do it? This will be incredible if we can get this. They can pull this off. Off of turn 2 they come. They're still about 3/4 throttle here. They got a 6.5 second lead. Down the backstretch they come. Still 6 seconds there. Off turn 3, off a turn 4. Out of gas. Donald Bennett's out of gas. There goes DJ Mitzel. DJ Mitzel, he's out of gas. Can they hold him off? They have to get past the tri-oval, get to the start-finish line. DJ Mitzel's gonna win. Russ Hancock in second. Sean Wilder in third. Wow, what a finish. He actually made it happen, Rick.
I can't believe he managed to go 18 laps.
Wow. What a race. Got two strategies. They work out. DJ Mitchell, Russ Hancock, first and second. Sean Wilder slides in at third. There's your podium. Just a great job by everybody. We get the top three into the broadcast booth for interview here in a second. Poor DJ can't spin it out. Can't knock it out, so
can't even make tech.
Exactly. All right, we'll be right back with the top three, our interview, and close this thing out. All right, we're back here. NSRA Sunday Select, Talladega 75, presented by Levy Designs. What a great race tonight. We had some different things going on. At the end of the race, we had a fuel mileage race. DJ Mitchell comes across as the winner, crosses the start-finish line out of gas. DJ, talk about the race. It was a pretty good race tonight, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a pretty good race through most of the thing. I knew it was going to be close on fuel, so at one of the stops there, I was leading, and I really pushed it hard to try to make it that one extra lap. So I radioed and told Sean, hey, I might run out, and I ended up running out going down pit road and made a little mistake. I thought I was in the pits to where Sean wouldn't hit me, and he came across my nose just because he was trying to pit. So it was kind of my fault, and I got damaged there. So luckily that something happened on coming out and got a caution, or else I would have been way in the back. But yeah, it was really good racing, other than just a couple cautions there.
Yeah, I mean, we saw you and Sean come together in the pits. I couldn't tell what was going on, but man, you were up front almost all race. I mean, the new guys that are in the league are up front with you guys, really holding their own. I mean, you've raced with those guys now for two weeks. The new guys. I mean, what do you think? I think they're a pretty good addition, don't you?
Yeah, honestly, I couldn't really tell you like who was who, which is good. You know, there's nobody that I would look at and say I don't want to be around him or whatever. So that's great. The new guys are just fitting in with everybody else. So I think they're just a great addition so far.
Most definitely, man. Have anyone you want to thank? Any shout outs at all?
Yeah, just thanks to all the NSRA drivers. Thanks to you and Rick. Thanks to, honestly, Donald and Russ at the end there. We were working together. Dave Gainforth, we were all just hanging out in a room together in TeamSpeak, and Dave said, well, I can't make it. So he found out he couldn't make it, I don't know, with 5-6 to go. He just couldn't save enough, and he said he'd stay out and let us draft off of him. until he had to pit. So that was a huge help. So I was kind of running and clutching and running and clutching. And we all were pretty sure we'd be real close. I figured I'd run out. I did one last run and clutch, and then I just went after that and kind of passed split Russ and Donald, and it just worked out. I thought Donald was going to make it. I think he thought he had better fuel, but yeah, it worked out.
It's a great race, man. Congratulations on the win. You're locked in, not locked in yet, but at least you have a victory. It's always good to get a victory early here in the season and get set up for that chase at the end.
Yeah, 10-4. Thanks.
Good job. Go ahead, Rick.
Russ, my buddy, with the second place.
Yes, sir.
I was glad to see your internet held up well today. And I think this is the first time that we've gotten to interview you with a top 3 finish last season and this season.
Last season I got 1, but this season, this is the first time I've done it.
Well, I mean, it's still early, so second race in, that's a good thing.
Yes, sir.
It's a good start to the season. How did you manage to keep that fuel run?
I think about the last 10 to 12 laps, I don't think I got above 3/4 throttle anywhere around the track and clutched in the turns just to try to save. I knew it was going to be close at the end.
Well, but I'm glad to see that 343 car in the top 3 tonight. Anybody you want to thank, give some shout outs to?
Kind of like DJ. I'd like to thank DJ and Donald and Dave for sticking out there as long as he could, giving us that pull to keep our fuel mileage down. And we were hoping to make it and came out of turn 3, and we all started running out of turn 4.
All right, buddy. Congratulations on the second place finish.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
All right, now we've got third place, Sean Wilder. Sean, you led the group that pitted, short pitted, filled your tank up. I mean, did you guys think they would run out of gas?
Actually, we figured that they would pit. So we knew we were sitting good because at one point we were over 25 seconds behind. We could tell they were saving because we were gaining pretty hard. We really thought they were going to pit. We saw that first group pit. We're like, all right, we're good. And then those top 2 didn't pit, or Donald as well. We saw, obviously coming off the 4, we saw them running out. But needed about another 100 yards and we'd have had them.
Do you think not staying nose to tail there, it seemed like you guys started racing a little early. Did that cause anything? Did that hurt you at all?
No, we still had pretty good speed. Mark, I think like 3 to go, he jumped out there and tried to make a move. I noticed we were still running like 186, so we were doing pretty good. Sometimes that side-by-side drafting, if you can get 2 trucks side-by-side, you're punching a big hole for them guys behind you.
Yeah, it was a great race, and I should also mention, Rick and I both love your paint scheme on your truck. That thing is super sharp. That pit stall 91, so nice looking.
Thank you, dude. Is it the dark red one on the front, black on the back?
Yeah, the red that fades into the black. It's super nice.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Raging Cajun painted that for me.
It's awesome. It's super nice. It looks really, really good. So, any shout outs or anyone you want to thank?
Well, I just want to thank this whole group at the NSRA. Obviously, we got our core group that's been running together forever. Looks like I'm about the only one hanging back from the pit stall. We got a few guys, but I want to thank the pit stall and everybody that does all that. I want to say hey to Mom and Dad. They religiously watch us every week when we're racing. So just want to say hi to them. They've been down in Florida for a couple months hanging out in the RV. So I know they really enjoy watching us race. So, and just want to thank you and DJ for what you guys do. I appreciate it.
Hey, no problem. We love having you guys race in this series. So always good to have you out there. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, we'll have to get together and do a pit stall versus NSRA kind of deal.
Hey, just so you know, we have an open date that me and DJ were talking about that. Maybe me and DJ will get with you and see how that date works and see if we can do something. I like that.
Oh, hey, by the way, Herman, just to let you guys know, we are in talks for the Pit Stall Premier Series. We're going to be doing the ARCA car, a 10-race schedule with a in the middle of the schedule, we're doing an all-star race with the 87. So just a heads up, there'll be info coming out about that.
Hey man, Pit Stall Premier Series racing, always good racing. Always love watching those guys race. Thanks a lot, Sean. Appreciate it.
Yep, thank you guys.
All right, Rick. So that's our race tonight, man. Talladega, 75 laps. I want to thank Levy Designs. Just a great race. Had two different things going on. Fuel mileage versus just gunning it. It was kind of a mix. It was a great race. What'd you think?
This was probably one of the better races that I've seen from the NSRA. We had action. I mean, we had what, 2 cautions, maybe 3 cautions the whole race. Multiple lead changes. Fuel strategy at a super speedway. NSRA is getting known for fuel strategy races at a super speedway. I mean, if you're looking for a super speedway series 2 racing, you need to be coming to the NSRA. Where else are you going to have fuel strategy races? Where else are you going to have green flag runs for 60 laps? You're not going to find that at other leagues that run super speedways. So, it was a good night.
Most definitely great race. I mean, it says race number 2. We still got a number of races before we get to the chase later, before around summertime. I know we do have next week off. I'll be out of town, so we're just gonna take a week off, and we'll get back at it the 14th, I think it is, for racing. So should be fun. We'll be at Daytona next. 80 laps of racing there. I want to again thank Les Levy of Levy Designs for sponsoring the race. Always want to thank Rick for joining me in the booth. It's always good to have Rick here and talking me through and making my head straight.
Well, I love being here every week. I love this league. So it's my pleasure to be here. Excited to have a week off and then come back and be at Daytona for some fun in the sun.
Sounds good, man. Well, everyone, thanks for joining. We'll see y'all in 2 weeks. Have a great couple of weeks.